Hello everyone and welcome to a new video from your Overwatch. I'm Eddie the Chump, and today Big Daddy Jeff has dropped quite a few changes on top of us on the PTR. Now in this video I'm going to talk specifically about the new Avoid as Teammate feature, as well as some changes made to the reporting system. Jeff released a dev update video talking specifically about this, so if you haven't seen it, I do recommend that you go and watch that. For now I'm going to run through the details of this new feature, as well as how we on the channel feel about it. What the Avoid as Teammate option does is it enables you to select 2 people per week to completely avoid as a teammate. This will essentially mean that you don't have to interact with that person in any context, including social menus and chat. Now, it is still perfectly possible to see that player on the opposing team, because otherwise the game might struggle to find fair matches. But at least you won't have to put up with that problem player for a week once you've put them on that list. There will be a menu where you can see who you have on your list, as well as the option to remove them from it should you so wish. Now, if you are a player who many people choose to avoid, it will adversely affect how quickly the game can find you matches. Blizzard expect this aspect to be the deterrent factor for behavior that ruins other players' experience. They really hope that this will be enough to change negative behavior over a long period of time. Now, the first thing that I want to say about this is that it's not a bad feature to have. Many players will rightly welcome it. Toxic teammates is a major source of frustration for a lot of the player base, and any tool that helps players shape their Overwatch experience, as Jeff put it, should be very much welcomed. This feature will make your matchmaking experience better. But, and there is a but, we can't help but feel that this is a bit of a baby step to an actual solution. Yes, you might be able to avoid a particular one trick, or a session joiner if you're a streamer, or other direct harassment. All of those are good things. But it doesn't actually solve the much deeper problem. Why is Overwatch frustrating to play at times? Well, a lot of people would point to the fact that they don't have control over which random teammates they get. That can lead to matches being poorer in quality, and to the feeling that matchmaking can be a bit of a lottery. This new feature will somewhat help that, but avoiding the frustrations of never knowing which kind of teammates you're going to get only has one real solution, at least in our opinion, and that would be being able to directly choose who you play with at all times without the matchmaker punishing you in any way. Then at least you're in total control of who you play with. This new Avoid as Teammate option will give you some of that control, but perhaps not quite enough. As I said, it's not a bad thing to get. A lot of people will be very happy that they can at least avoid 2 players every week that they don't want to play with. But we can't help but feel that there is a much more direct and simple answer to this entire problem. Now, some will argue that you can already choose who you play with and group up in a full 6, but as we all know, that has several inherent disadvantages. Longer queue times, SR stacked against you on the opposing team, the matches generally being of a much higher quality and therefore harder. There's many reasons currently why people choose not to do that. If all those challenges were removed, we wouldn't actually need an Avoid as Teammate option, because we'd all be playing with exactly who we wanted all of the time anyway. But at the moment, that's not the world we live in. Our hope is that with everything Blizzard do, they iteratively make changes to this, and players are really given effective tools to help shape their experience. It's just a bit funny that now you can choose to avoid certain players before you can actually choose to play with them. Now, this wasn't the only change that Blizzard made in an effort to improve everybody's experience. Another thing that they did is that they slightly retooled parts of the reporting feature. The first one that I'll mention is that they renamed the griefing category to gameplay sabotage. Blizzard noted in a blog post, for a player to be reported for gameplay sabotage, they must intentionally be trying to disrupt and harass their teammates or actively trying to lose. Note that playing a non-meta hero does not mean someone is taking part in gameplay sabotage. At the same time as this, they've removed the poor teamwork report option. Now, their reasons for doing these changes was that they felt that the definitions of what could be construed as poor teamwork or griefing were quite wide. With this new gameplay sabotage category, they aim to make the definitions of a valid report much more specific, including what doesn't qualify. They take pains to say, note that playing a non-meta hero does not mean someone is taking part in gameplay sabotage. Players who are trying hard to help their team win should not be reported, regardless of the hero that they choose. So reporting one tricks for being one tricks is officially not a thing, at least as long as they are actually trying to win the game. I expect people's opinions to be quite divided about that. All of this is a bit odd to me, seeing as it can be argued that picking a niche hero against its counters in the wrong context can easily lose a game all by itself, no matter if the player is trying their very best. What exactly does a Symmetra do against Pharmacy on Lijiang Tower? Not much, try as she might. Now I know to some of you that might seem a little bit harsh, but from another point of view, you could argue that is that not disruptive gameplay? Is that not some sort of sabotage? Blizzard built the game to have harsh counters and situational viability, but is apprehensive of saying to its player base that we can't play whatever we want whenever we want. It seems like the very nature of the game is pulling in one direction and the rules for conduct another. Whatever your personal feelings are about that, One Tricks might suffer from being avoided as teammate quite often by multiple users, so their play experience may suffer anyway, despite not being banned through the report feature. I do understand how complex this issue is. I know a lot of people love playing this game because they identify with a particular hero or a particular role, but because Overwatch at its core is such a fundamentally team-based game, and your personal actions have direct consequences for other people who most likely didn't choose you as a teammate, the waters for what is and isn't okay can get very muddy very quickly. For us at least, this is another reason why being able to pick your teammates and group up properly without being affected by adverse matchmaking consequences starts to make a lot more sense. If you're choosing to play as a team and your teammates are choosing to play around your niche pick, then nobody else is getting hurt or frustrated because they're playing in a game that if they had the choice, they'd probably want to avoid. You guys will have to let me know down in the comments what you think about these changes. Will they make a positive impact on how you play the game, or do they actually fall a bit short and not go quite far enough? I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please don't forget to leave a rating. If you never want to miss another video of ours again, please click the bell icon next to the subscribe button on our channel to join the notification squad. You'll be in great company. And finally, please follow the Your Overwatch Twitter. It's where you can find updates about new videos and other cool stuff. I've been Eddie the Chump, and until next time,